Welcome back, all you beautiful people. First things first, I've got to thank you. Thank you so much for continuing to support me, continuing to watch my videos. I can't thank you enough. If you're new to my channel, same goes for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It is day 21 of the 2021 Content Challenge. Every day of this year, 365 days a year, as you know, or maybe you don't, I'll be dropping some sort of content. Been dropping some travel vlogs, been dropping podcasts with my Army buddies in leadership. Yesterday, I dropped a little skateboarding tutorial that me and my brother did for one of my school projects back in 2012. I'm just dropping a bunch of different content, but the point is I'm dropping content every day. Today, if you don't know, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. It's been hard to be a Dallas Cowboy fan for that last decade, pretty much. But I'm still a Dallas Cowboy fan. And also, if you know me, I've got a favorite in both conferences. Dallas Cowboys, overall my favorite. Always will be, always has been. I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I came out my mama's womb. But got to have a secondary team, and that would be the Baltimore Ravens. So I got an NFC Dallas Cowboys, AFC Baltimore Ravens. If those two face each other, the Cowboys right here, every day, all day. However, with that being said, I also am a person that can recognize greatness. Today's podcast is about that. I am recognizing greatness because for some reason, there are a lot of you out there that just don't seem to recognize greatness. And what I'm talking about is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. It's not a Dallas Cowboy. My favorite, and who I think is the greatest receiver of all time, is Michael Irvin. Not everybody agrees. Some people say Jerry Rice. Some people even say Megatron. It's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Michael Irvin's the greatest receiver of all time. But the greatest of all time, just the greatest, he's a quarterback. He's currently playing for a team that's going to be in the NFC Championship game. That's right. Tom Brady. I don't understand why there's still people that don't even have him in the conversation. He's hands down the greatest of all time. I'm about to go this whole podcast. I did research. It's all you can all find it online as well. I'm gonna have some stats up on the board because I know y'all don't want to look at my goofy face this whole time. But like I said, I did the research. I've got the stats to prove it. I got a bunch of information that I'm going to read. Hopefully you are following with me with this and you agree. If you don't, hopefully you'll agree by the end because you need to recognize greatness. Quit hating, people. Tom Brady is the GOAT. All there is to it. So let's get started. Before we get started, however, I do want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell notification so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. Make sure you like the video and just keep coming back for more. All right, to start it off, I'm just going to read a few of the stats because he has stats galore. I'll have some up on the video. You'll be able to see, obviously. Actually, first, let me point out, he's a 43-year-old with 21 years of experience, meaning he has been a professional football player at the highest level for half of his life. Let that sit for a second. Think about that. But as I said, I got a few stats I'm going to read. So, stats for 2020 alone, his first year as a Buccaneer. Okay, he is number 3 in passing yards with 4,633. At 43 years old, he is number 3 in the league passing yards. Number 2 in touchdowns with 40. He has 600 attempts with 401 completions. Quarterback rating of 102.2. Now, if you don't follow football, or if you're not a stats person, maybe none of this makes sense to you. Hopefully you're still going to listen though. But those stats are outstanding for a 43-year-old man on a new team, a team that wasn't relevant last year. We'll get to that later. It's just insane. And people want to argue that he's not the GOAT. Spew off a few little career totals now, okay? Attempts, like times he's thrown, 10,598. Out of that, 6,778 have been completed for a total of 79,204 yards, 581 touchdowns, with an overall rating of 97.3. I mean, put anybody else up against that. Put stats side by side. I'm telling you, Brady is the GOAT. He has 6 Super Bowl championships. He has so many rings, he needs 2 hands. 6 of the championships, he won 4 Super Bowl MVPs. 4 Super Bowl MVPs. He's been to 6, or sorry, he's won. We'll get to how many he's been. He's won 6 Super Bowls. 4 times he was the Super Bowl MVP. 3 times he's been the league MVP, and he's had 14 Pro Bowl appearances. All right, that's all the stats I'm going to read, but I'm going to go season by season. And I'm going to break down why he is the GOAT, because people from day one just haven't seen it. But I recognize greatness. I always have. I always will. I had a conversation with the guy I used to work with after we found out that Brady was going to go to the Buccaneers, and I bet him. He wouldn't take my bet, but I bet him, because he's a Tom Brady hater. I bet him my entire salaried check, because I was salary at the time, that Tom Brady would take the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl the first year that he started. No, I believe I said a playoff appearance, but I was positive he'd go to the Super Bowl. And that the New England Patriots would not make the playoffs. This was before the season started, I said this. Now we're sitting here now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, are about to play the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. Meanwhile, the Patriots missed the playoffs. It's a good thing he didn't take that bet. But I know what I'm talking about here, people. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Just stop denying. I shouldn't have to do this podcast. I'm going to enjoy it though. I really am. Especially if I get any of you haters messaging me or leaving comments. I hope you do it, please. Tell me I'm wrong, because I'm laying out the facts here. It's all there is to it. All right, buckle up. We're about to go for a ride here. I'm going to take you through every season that Tom Brady has played since he started in 2001. He was selected by the New England Patriots, as you know, with the 199th overall pick in the 6th round of the 2000 draft. So Patriots obviously didn't think too highly of him. I didn't follow him in Michigan, his college career, because, I'm not a Michigan fan. Go Notre Dame. But that's not what this is about anyways. This is about Tom Brady and his NFL career, because that's what solidified his GOAT status. But he was picked in the 6th round, 199th overall, and he was the backup for Drew Bledsoe. The 2001 season, he got his first start when Drew Bledsoe went out in the second game. Brady ended up finishing the season winning 11 of the 14 games that he started. Let me remind you, this is technically his rookie season. He's just getting a start. 11 of the 14 games he started. He threw for 2,843 yards and had 18 touchdowns. Now that's not like, oh my God, that's amazing. But it's his first season as a Patriots starting quarterback. Also, in his first year as a starter, he was invited to the Pro Bowl and led his team not only to the playoffs, but the Super Bowl in his first year. The 199th overall pick led the previously irrelevant New England Patriots to the Super Bowl in his first year. It's steps to GOAT status already. In his first Super Bowl, Brady finished the game with 145 passing yards, 1 TD, and no interceptions. Oh yeah, and the Patriots won their first Super Bowl 20-17 against the Rams. In case you didn't know that. In his first fucking season. He won a Super Bowl in his first season. In addition to the win, Brady was named the Super Bowl MVP. Did I mention it's Brady's first year as a starter in the NFL? I could technically stop here, and my point is proven that Tom Brady is the GOAT. But I have plenty more. Plenty more. And I realize it takes a whole team to win a Super Bowl. His team definitely contributed, not saying they didn't, but without Brady, would they have been there? Just think about it. Would they have been there? They were irrelevant before. They weren't going to Super Bowl before. Bledsoe was all right. The Patriots are all right. But Tom Brady, first year starting, Super Bowl victory. Pro Bowl. Super Bowl MVP in his first year. Brady and the Patriots missed the 2002 playoffs, finishing with a 9-7 record. Even the greats can have an off year. Although Brady's off year, he still threw for 28 touchdowns. By the way, the Super Bowl was won by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's interesting. That's who he plays for now. The following season, Brady led the Patriots to a 14-2 season. This is his third season in. First season, Super Bowl victory. Second season, they missed the playoffs. All right. Third season, 14-2. He threw for 3,620 yards and 23 touchdowns. Oh, and another Super Bowl appearance. Like my brother would say, but wait, there's more. The Patriots won their second Super Bowl with Brady throwing 354 yards, 3 TDs, and earning his second Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl most valuable player for the second time in 3 years as a starter. Let's give credit where credit is due. Kicker Adam Vinatieri deserves a lot of credit as well. Again, would he be in the position to kick those field goals if Brady wasn't leading the team down the field? Still need more proof? It's all right. I got more proof coming. Just think about it. 3 years as a starter, 2 Super Bowl victories, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. And people don't even want to put him in the conversation of greatest of all time. That's just his first 3 seasons. In 2004, Brady led the Patriots to another 14-2 season. This time he threw for 3,692 yards, 28 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 92.6. Oh yeah. Again, he was voted in the Pro Bowl. The word another is going to come up a lot, by the way. So, Tom Brady wasn't finished. He led the Patriots to another Super Bowl victory, throwing for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. They became the first franchise since my Dallas Cowboys in the 92-95 years to win as many championships in the span of 4 years as they did. 4 years in, already setting records. In 2005, Brady led the Patriots to a 10-6 record. He threw for 4,110 yards, 26 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 92.3. Pretty good still. Oh, good enough to get him in the Pro Bowl again for the 3rd time. Unfortunately, the Patriots lost the Broncos in the playoffs. Brady threw 341 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. That was his first playoff loss. And as I stated before, not only one man can't win the Super Bowl, all right? But the 2 interception stuff, it don't help. I'm not making excuses for the GOAT either, because none are needed, but it was later found out he was playing with sports hernia. I don't know about you, but I couldn't walk to the refrigerator with hernia, let alone play in a playoff game. In 2006, Brady and the Patriots finished the regular season at 12-4. Brady threw 3,529 yards and 24 TDs. Unfortunately, in the AFC Championship game, Tom Brady threw a last-minute interception to the Colts, and they lost. He ended the game throwing 232 yards with 1 TD and 1 interception. So this can be considered a slight ding on the GOAT's record, but it never said the man was perfect. Just the greatest of all time. Follow me here. So far, Brady in his first starting season not only took the Patriots to the Super Bowl, but helped them win it, followed by 2 more Super Bowls in 4 years. Isn't that what greatness is measured by in sports? Championships? At the time, Tom Brady had 3 Super Bowl rings. Only 2 other quarterbacks had more, those 2 being legends Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana with 4. So in 4 years, Tom Brady made it to number 3 of quarterback Super Bowl victories of all time. And you can't say he's at least in the conversation of greatest of all time? Come on. In 4 years. Come on. Back to the stats of the GOAT. In the 2007 regular season, Brady led the Patriots to the first 16-0 regular season record in NFL history. Brady finished the season throwing 4,806 yards, 50 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. This team was on fire, to say the least. Brady was the first NFL player since Joe Montana, hey look, there's Joe again, to win the Male Athlete of the Year from the Associated Press. He also won the league's MVP and was named for his fourth Pro Bowl. His fourth Pro Bowl. In the AFC Championship game, the Patriots won their 18th straight game, breaking the 1972 Miami Dolphins record of 17 consecutive games won in the season. Brady also won his 100th game that day and set the record for fewest games needed by a starting quarterback to do so, with 100 wins and 26 losses, which, by the way, is 16 games better than Joe Montana. Hey, it's Joe again. In the final minutes of the Super Bowl, Brady and the Patriots lost to the worst fucking team in the NFL, the New York Giants. If you don't already know, I despise the Giants. Luck, not Andrew, was definitely on that god-awful team's side, but the Giants won. I digress. Brady did not play the following season because he suffered from multiple foot injuries, probably from the 5 times that the offensive line allowed him to get sacked in the Super Bowl loss. Without Brady, the Patriots failed to miss the playoffs for the first time since 2002. Imagine that. No Brady, and they missed the playoffs. In 2009, Brady finished the season despite a broken ring finger and 3 fractured ribs with 4,398 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 96.2. With fucking fractured ribs and a broken finger, this man finishes with those stats? Brady obviously not at 100%, lost in the wild card round of the playoffs against the Ravens. Hey, my Ravens. Good job, Ravens. Again, I'm not making excuses for the GOAT because no excuses are needed. But broken ring finger and 3 fractured ribs? You go out there on the field and win a playoff game like that. Let's see if you can do it. I bet you don't make it after 1 play. Anyways, over the next 5 years, Brady would continue to rack up the stats and set records, to include his 2nd league MVP award in 2010 and more Pro Bowl appearances. The Patriots would not return to the Super Bowl, however, until 2011 season, where they again lost to the worst fucking team in the history of NFL, the New York Giants. For some reason, the Giants and Eli Manning have Brady's kryptonite. I don't know. But in 2012, Brady led the Patriots to another winning season, finishing with a 12-4 record. How many of your teams doing that? Throwing for 4,827 yards, 34 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 98.7. Brady became the first quarterback to lead his team to 10 division titles. Oh, and Brady was named for another Pro Bowl. At this point of his career, Brady was 10 years in as a starter with 1 year off due to injury. So technically 9. 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl victories, 8 Pro Bowl appearances, 2 league MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, countless broken records. Still not the GOAT. Stop hating. Like, I should be able just to end my podcast here. I could have ended it before. But come on. Everything I just read, and you're going to tell me he's not the GOAT. Brady finally, as if any other quarterback was doing it any quicker, brought the Patriots back to the Super Bowl in 2014. In those same playoffs, Brady broke another Montana record for the most recorded playoff touchdowns. Hey, Joe is coming up again. The Super Bowl game also broke John Elway's record for the most career Super Bowl appearances by a quarterback. He threw for 328 yards and 4 TDs to win the Super Bowl for the 4th time. Do you know what other quarterbacks had 4 Super Bowl rings? Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw. There's only 2. That's right. After 13 seasons, one of which he didn't play due to injury, Tom Brady had won the same amount of Super Bowls as the legends Montana and Bradshaw. Yet people still want to argue that he isn't the GOAT. Oh yeah, he also won his 3rd Super Bowl MVP, tying the record of guess who? Yep, Joe Montana. The following season, in 2015, Brady was suspended for 4 games due to the Deflategate scandal. A U.S. District Court vacated the suspension so he was able to play. Now, I'm not going to get into all of this shit surrounding Deflategate, but even if the balls were deflated for the AFC Championship game, does that really change anything? Think about it. The score was 45-7. The Colts were not winning that game. Also, had the balls been deflated in every game that Brady has ever played in? Every Super Bowl that the Patriots have won? Didn't think so. Moving on. With a plethora of injuries and the Deflategate conspiracy hanging over the Patriots, Brady still ended the season with a league-leading 36 touchdown passes and only 7 interceptions. The season also earned him his 11th Pro Bowl appearance. Brady took the team to yet another AFC Championship game where they lost to Peyton Manning and Denver Broncos by 2 points. These Manning boys really did have Brady's kryptonite, weren't they? The following season, the U.S. Appeals Court overturned the decision to vacate Brady's suspension, and Brady sat out for the first 4 games of the 2016 season. After returning from the 4-game suspension, Brady got back to business and did what Brady does. He showed everyone why he is the GOAT. Brady continued breaking passing records and earned his 12th Pro Bowl appearance, ending the season with 28 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. After sitting out for 4 games that he shouldn't have sat out in the first place, that's what he did. GOAT. End. That's it. The balls must have been deflated all season, right? The season wasn't over, though, because Brady took the Patriots to their 5th victory, surpassing Super Bowl victory. He has so many victories, sometimes leave out words. 5th Super Bowl victory, surpassing Joe and Bradshaw, making him the only quarterback in history to win that many. Conversation should end here. The victory also tied him with defensive player Charles Haley for the most Super Bowl victories for any player, regardless of the position. Not enough records for you? How about the record for Super Bowl MVPs? Yeah, Brady set that too, winning his 4th Super Bowl MVP. I should be able to rest my case there, and I can, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep going because I'm going to go through every season. In the 2017 season, Brady again played with injuries, but ended the season leading the league with 4,577 passing yards and 32 touchdowns. Ended the season, after playing injured, leading the league in passing. Also, they ended the season with a 13-3 record. Injured quarterback. Ended the season with a 13-3 record. Brady was named the league MVP for the 3rd time. played injured, and ended with all of those stats and was voted MVP for the third time. Want me to keep repeating it? It wasn't the end of the season, though, because Brady took the Patriots to their 10th Super Bowl. 40 years old and injured, yet still leading the league in passing and taking his team to yet another Super Bowl. It's insane to think that that isn't enough for some people to solidify Brady as the GOAT. It's absolutely insane. In the Super Bowl, Brady threw for 505 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in a Super Bowl, setting another record for most passing yards by a quarterback in any postseason game in NFL history. Record setting all the damn time. GOAT. This unfortunately wasn't enough, and the Patriots lost to the Eagles 41-33. Brady finished the 2018 season just as he finished the previous ones, setting and breaking records, throwing for 4,355 yards, 29 touchdowns, and taking the Patriots to the playoffs, just as he always does. In the playoffs, Brady and the Patriots went to their 8th consecutive AFC Championship game and beat the Chiefs in overtime. This win took the Patriots to their 11th Super Bowl, 9 of which Brady contributed to. The Patriots would defeat the Rams, giving Brady his 6th Super Bowl victory. As I said before, so many rings, he needs 2 hands. No one else can say that. GOAT. Period. GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Stop saying he's not. He is. But I'll continue. In Brady's final season wearing a Patriots uniform, Brady became second on the list of most touchdown passes in NFL history, and he finished the season with a 12-4 record again. However, the Patriots failed to make it past the first postseason game as Brady threw an interception. How apropos. I'm sure that interception made all of his haters just smile ear to ear. But that would be the last pass he would throw in the Patriots jersey, which brings us to today. Tom Brady surprisingly left the New England Patriots and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who finished the 2019 season, by the way, 3rd in their division with a losing record of 7-9. So from a 12-4 Patriots team that was in the conversation of Super Bowl every year, he went to the 7-9 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here is where the argument ends for all of you haters. Absolutely, nail in the coffin. There's no argument after this. You can't. You just can't. I mean, you've been spewing bullshit anyways, but now it's done. You don't want to admit it that Brady's the GOAT because you say it was the team he was playing for. It was the coach he had. He only won because they were cheating and all of the other bullshit that you can think of. 6 Super Bowl rings and all of the stats in the world do not matter to you. Fine. It's fine. You're a hater. I get it. Brady went to a team who, just like the Patriots he started for in 2001, were irrelevant. No one considered the Patriots a team that would make it to the Super Bowl, let alone go to win 6 and be in 11. Now in 2020, he is playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where at over 40 years old, he finished the season with 4,633 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and only 12 interceptions, ending, by the way, a 13-year playoff drought for the Buccaneers. They're going to be playing in the NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers in a few days. Regardless if they win or not, which for the record, I think they will, Tom Brady, in his first year, starting with 2 different teams, has taken that team to the conference championship. Think about that and try to rebuttal. You can't. Tom Brady has been to 14 total conference championships. Do you know how many the second person on that list has? 7. Tom Brady has doubled the second place entry for most conference championships. Take a guess at who second is. If you guessed good old Joe, you'd be right. Many people consider Joe Montana to be the greatest of all time. He's good. He's definitely good. He's great. Joe Montana is great. But he's not Tom Brady. All right. Well, that got a little intense, but I meant every word of it. That is how I feel. I did the research. I followed his career. Again, I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys right now suck. Dallas Cowboys have sucked ever since the Patriots come on the scene. So really, I should probably hate the Patriots and Tom Brady, but I don't because I recognize greatness. When I was a kid, I used to love Penny Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal. The Orlando Magic was my favorite team. I was a closet Knicks fan. I never wanted to admit it until I got older. But why I bring up Penny Hardaway is because Michael Jordan was considered the greatest of all time. He was the top tier basketball player. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. I hated him because I liked Penny Hardaway. I was a kid. I didn't understand. Once I got older, I recognized greatness. Michael Jordan is the GOAT when it comes to NBA. Sorry, LeBron. Kobe's close. LeBron's close. But Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Hands down. Same thing with Tom Brady. No one's going to tell me different until someone comes along and has better stats, has more championships, and does more than what Tom Brady has done. But I just spent all that time arguing and telling you that. So that's over. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely something different, but I'm trying to bring different things to my channel. So hopefully you liked that. Maybe I'll do one on Michael Jordan. Who knows? As always, thank you for watching. Make sure if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell notification so you know when I drop content. It's 2021. You know what I'm doing. The content challenge, baby. Every day dropping content. Give me the big thumbs up. Got to get those likes. Comment in the section below. Comment in the comment section below. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I don't know how you could watch that and tell me that I'm wrong. I don't know how you could be a football fan and tell me that I'm wrong. But everybody has an opinion. I'll listen to opinions. You're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. It's an opinion. Let's have a little debate in the comments. Maybe if you have a good enough debate, I'll contact you and maybe get with you for one of these little things. We can have a debate for my content. That'd be great. I would love for somehow to get to my boy Stephen A. or Skip Bayless or somebody else. That's probably never going to happen. But either or, I enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, definitely hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed it enough that you'll continue coming back for my content.